If you've ever felt like life is being unfair to you, like you've done everything right, but everything still keeps falling apart, then this story is for you. A little girl once asked her father, "Dad, why do so many bad things keep happening to us?" Her father simply smiled at a time when there was absolutely no reason to smile, because he knew something that most people never figure out in their entire lives: how the power of staying patient and calm in any situation completely transformed one family's life. If you want to know how, you need to watch this video all the way to the end. On the northeastern coast of America, there is a small fishing village called Harrow's Cove. Mornings begin with the sound of ocean waves, and evenings settle in with the warm glow of fishermen's boats returning to shore. This is where Thomas lived, a simple fisherman. His hands were rough from years of work, his hair had gone gray, and his eyes carried a deep, ocean-like calm. His only daughter, Lily, bright, ambitious, and always restless. She dreamed of moving to a big city, of becoming something more. But her father's small wooden house and this quiet life by the sea always felt like it was holding her back. Thomas didn't have much an old boat, a few fishing nets, and an endless capacity to love his daughter. But one thing set him apart from everyone else in the village, no matter what happened. He never lost his peace. One morning, Thomas cast his net into the sea just like he did every single day. But that day, when he pulled it back, it felt unusually heavy. He pulled harder. The net came up, and with it came something he never could have expected. A gold locket. Small, round, but glittering in the early morning light, as if the ocean itself had sent it up from its depths. Thomas picked it up. He opened it. Inside was a tiny photograph. A stranger. Elderly, white-haired, with an unusual expression in his eyes. Who was this person? How did this locket end up at the bottom of the sea? Thomas stared at it quietly for a long moment. Then he gently slipped it into his pocket. That evening, he showed it to Lily. Lily stared at it, puzzled. "Dad, whose is this? What are you going to do with it?" Thomas simply smiled. "We'll know when the time is right." Lily didn't understand, but she wouldn't let him throw it away, because something inside her was saying the story of this little locket isn't over yet. And it wasn't, because this locket would one day unlock the biggest mystery of their lives. But before that could happen, there was one night that had to come first. The night Thomas lost everything. Storms come to Harrow's Cove every September, but this one was different. At 3 in the morning, the sky turned black. The wind howled so hard the windows shook. The ocean looked like it had gone completely wild. The next morning, Thomas walked down to the harbor. His boat, that old wooden boat he had taken out to sea for 20 years, was split in two, lying broken on the shore. The villagers gathered around. "Thomas is finished," someone whispered. "Where's he going to find money for a new boat?" another said. Lily came running. The moment she saw the wreckage, her eyes filled with tears. "Dad, what are we going to do now?" Thomas stood there, staring at the broken pieces of his boat for a long moment. Then he turned to his daughter and said, Now we wait." Lily burst into tears, her voice shaking with frustration. "Wait? Dad? We need food? We need money? And you're telling me to wait?" Thomas placed his hand gently on her head. "I know it hurts right now, but trust me, everything happens for a reason." The villagers shook their heads. They thought Thomas had lost his mind. But Thomas knew something they didn't. And just when it seemed like there was nothing left to lose, the biggest blow of all arrived. This time, it hit Lily. Lily had spent her whole life dreaming of studying at Boston University. She had stayed up late studying, worked part-time jobs, and applied for every scholarship she could find. And then one day, the letter came. She had been awarded a scholarship. Lily was so overwhelmed with joy, she couldn't sleep that entire night. But 3 weeks later, another letter arrived. Scholarship canceled. University funding had been cut. We're sorry. Lily read the letter and sank to the floor. Thomas rushed over. What happened? Lily threw the letter at him. It's all gone, Dad. The boat is gone. The scholarship is gone. You always say everything happens for a reason, so where's the reason? What did I do wrong? Thomas sat down quietly beside her. Then, gently, he said, Lily, you didn't do anything wrong, but do you remember that locket? When the ocean gave it to us, did we know why? Lily looked at him, frustrated. Dad, why are you talking about the locket right now? Thomas smiled. Because some things don't reveal their meaning right away. They take time. Lily didn't understand that night. But she picked up the locket and sat with it in her hands. She stared at the photograph of the stranger inside. Who are you? Are you somehow connected to my life? And the answer was yes. Because just 1 week later, someone appeared at their door. Someone nobody had expected. That afternoon, a black car pulled up in front of Thomas's house. An older gentleman stepped out, well-dressed, white-haired, with an unusual look in his eyes. Lily opened the door. Is this the home of Thomas Miller? Yes. Who are you? My name is Edward Walsh. I'm looking for a locket. Lily's heart stopped. Thomas came to the door. The moment he saw Edward, he froze. Are you the man in the photograph inside the locket? Edward's eyes filled with tears. No, that's my father. He passed away in this ocean 25 years ago. The locket was with him. I've been searching for it ever since. Thomas slowly reached into his pocket and pulled out the locket. The moment Edward saw it, he broke down. That's it. That's the one. He held it in his hands, pressed it to his chest. Then he looked at Thomas. You kept this safe and returned it to me. I'm deeply grateful. But there's something I need to say to you. Lily and Thomas looked at each other. Edward continued, I know your boat was destroyed. I know your daughter's scholarship was canceled. Word travels in a small village like this. My father was a fisherman just like you. He used to say, the ocean never lies. Whatever it gives for a reason. Thomas's eyes welled up with tears. But Edward hadn't come just to take back the locket. He was carrying something else. Something that was about to change Thomas and Lily's lives. Forever. Edward Walsh was not just an ordinary man. He was the director of a large marine research foundation based in Boston. He turned to Thomas and said, I'd like to provide you with a new boat. Consider it my way of saying thank you. Thomas shook his head. No, that's really not necessary. Edward smiled. And your daughter Lily. I understand she wanted to study at Boston University. Our foundation awards full scholarships to 5 exceptional students every year. This year, 1 spot is still open. Lily couldn't speak. She looked at her father. Thomas closed his eyes. Then, slowly, he smiled. Lily realized in that moment her father hadn't known this would happen, but her father had believed it would. That night, Lily sat beside her father on the porch. The ocean waves came and went. Dad, if the boat hadn't broken, you wouldn't have gone fishing that day. If you hadn't gone fishing, you never would have found the locket. If you hadn't found the locket, Edward never would have come. And if Edward hadn't come, I never would have gotten this full scholarship. Thomas held his daughter's hand. Lily looked at him, tears streaming down her face. Dad, you were right all along. Thomas looked up at the sky. I wasn't right, Lily. I just believed. That night, Lily understood something. she had never truly understood before. Life never punishes you. Life builds you. There was a reason behind every broken boat. There was a reason behind every canceled scholarship. There was a reason behind every hardship. Only time can reveal what that reason is. So today, 3 things for you. First, when everything falls apart, stop. Breathe. Because the breaking point might just be the beginning of your biggest opportunity. Second, don't mourn what you've lost. Because when the ocean takes something away, it's making room to send you something even greater. Third, be patient. Stay calm. Because just as Thomas always said, everything happens for a reason, and that reason is always working in your favor. Everything happens for a reason. You just have to believe. Do you remember what I asked at the beginning? Is life really being unfair to you? You've done everything right, but everything keeps falling apart? Do you have your answer now? Thomas's broken boat wasn't really broken. It opened a door. Lily's lost scholarship wasn't really lost. It created space for something far greater. And that little locket, pulled up from the bottom of the sea, it actually changed an entire life. Life is not being unfair to you. Life is building you. And if someone close to you needs to hear this truth, share this video right now, because maybe today, this was exactly the story they needed. And if this father-daughter story touched your heart, then this father-son story is made for you. Watch it right now.